What's up, mi gente? What's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday, feliz sábado. Hope everybody's doing good out there. All my people that are working Saturday, get your hustle on. I always say it, man. Every day is the same thing, right? Days were put here. It's a man-made thing. I mean, days don't really exist if we think about it. Every day is the same. We gotta wake up, gotta get to work. Welcome to Familia Assets. This is Familia Saturday in the afternoon, almost right here. Um, for everybody that doesn't know, right, I'm over here in Nicaragua. We're transmitting live all the way from Nicaragua, Central America. People, we can't be ignorant to where we're at, right? We're in America. I mean, I'm sure that I can go someplace right now and be like, you guys know where Nicaragua's out there and be like, Nica what? Nica what? I had a lot of people I do, right? When I would tell them where everybody thinks, just Latinos are Mexican in San Jose, right? Everybody's just like, man, you're Latino, you're Mexican, but nah, man, we can't be ignorant to planet Earth. We gotta know where everything is at. Just let me finish this real quick. So today, mi gente, um, I always want to try to talk about financial literacy. But this is not just about financial literacy, right? We're trying to make sure that the family is something that's gonna be here when we're gone. We got little ones, people. Let's watch what we're doing around our kids, right? They're watching us. They're seeing every move that we make, and they're mimicking it, to perfection. These kids are smart, man. They're crazy. So let's watch what we're doing around them. What I like to talk about is, generational wealth. We want to go ahead and talk about things that we can pass down to our kids and not being little ones, right? Um, let's see, I'm having some issues with my connection right now. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was credit. Credit is something that is openly given to us without any explanation on what we should be doing with it. I've had some crazy experiences with debt. I'm sure that a lot of my people out there are having and still have crazy experiences with debt. So we got to shine a light again, just like all of my episodes, man. If there's somebody out there that is putting in work, I know there's somebody on Instagram, right? It's the credit dude. If you guys are not following him, go ahead and do that ASAP. He has a company, I think it's called Got Credit. So there's people out there that can help. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have the knowledge that maybe I should have on these topics, but I'm getting there. And I want to make sure that I'm opening your guys' minds for you guys to do your own research on these topics that I've been talking about. Follow the channel. Go ahead and check out my other videos. We're talking about opening up a brokerage account, open up your Roth IRA, etc., etc. Um, so today I wanted to talk about credit this Saturday morning. I know it's not an exciting topic. Nothing, about financial literacy is, well, it depends how you look at it, right? For me, it's actually starting to be exciting topics, and me talking about it to my family. I know they're looking at me with a crazy, still kind of like, well, okay, they're starting to get a little bit of understanding, right? Because I'm trying to lay everything out for them and basically show them the facts, right? So it is starting to get exciting for me, but it is a boring topic, right? It's not something that's gonna get you pumped up or anything, but it's something that we need to know because there's a lot of people out there that are in debt right now, and maybe they don't. There's no, light in sight right now. Sometimes we dig a hole so deep where we have no idea how we're gonna get out of it, right? So the first thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, I did see an article online, but it was talking about how credit is not a substitute for cash, right? A lot of people come and they probably get approved for a credit card. Let's say the credit card is $500, and well, let's say that person has $1,000, right, to their name, cash, and they get a credit card for $500. It doesn't mean that they have $1,500, right? They just have $1,000 and they have $500 that they could kind of use, depending on how you use it, right? But really, the thing is that you got to start using credit cards to your own advantage. But anyways, it doesn't mean that that person has $1,500. If you have $1,000 and a credit card for $500, you still have only $1,000. It is not a substitute for cash. And the way that, like I said before, we're given credit cards that somebody that doesn't have no knowledge to it or anything, you give them a credit card for $500, they run that up, they spend the $500, and then they're stuck just with the bills, right? Payment bills. And a lot of people, it's not $500, right? What happens a lot is that these credit card companies, you might be making $1,000 a month, and the credit card company comes and they give you a credit card for $2,000, and it really doesn't make no sense, right? Because they know that you're not able to pay off that credit card, right? You spend up to $2,000, then you're not going to be able to pay that $2,000 because you got other things that you got to pay. Now, so out of that $1,000, you don't have that $1,000 to put down towards your credit card. But that's something that we need to really get into our minds. And if we're not ready, then we're not ready. Let's not get credit cards and we're not financially set. If we know that we're not financially responsible people, let's not do start getting into credit card debt. I know people that are like, man, I don't care about credit, right? I don't give up about credit. I'll fucking get a credit card and boom, 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 I'll run it up and then I ain't paying it back. I don't care, but that's a mindset that we gotta start changing, right? Because another thing that we need to know about credit is that it is important. Credit is important. And this just goes for anything, right? Anything that you want to, pretty much the way that the economy works now is off credit. So if you want to get a house, if you want to get a car, if you want to get some, and I don't recommend you get any of these really if you don't have the money to get it. But if you want to get really anything now, it works on credit. So it is important to have. And people, if you want to start your business, right, you're gonna need to have credit. If you want to start using credit in the way that you should be using it, which is leveraging it, then you're gonna need credit, good credit, right? If you're gonna want a business credit card, the way that you should be using credit is you use your credit card, you use that money, you invest it into something, right, where you can make more money than the interest that you would need to be paying that credit card off. So it is super important the way that the economy we're moving. If you don't have credit, you might as well be dead in the grave, because if your credit is bad, people are gonna start ignoring you. You're not gonna be getting no love from nobody. It's super important for whatever you really want to do in life. It's always good to have good credit, right? um it doesn't happen overnight. If you're like me and we started off bad with our credit, I got into a hole, right? I ran up credit cards and I probably still owe the credit cards back in the state. I tried to look up my credit online, but I wasn't able to. It didn't give me no information. I don't know what my credit is right now. And I never really cared to know what my credit was. I remember when I was over there, I kind of looked for it a little bit, I think, at one time, but it wasn't really, I didn't care. And that's not how we should be. Credit is super important. So if we do have it messed up, let's figure out ways where we can make things better, right? There's, like I said, there's people out there that can help you with your credit. Get some professional help if you need some professional help. Look up, the credit dude. He's giving out some game on Instagram. He got his company is called Got Credit. Uh, it's something that we need to start figuring out how we can repair. There's plans that you can do. There's even collection agencies that are trying to make just a percentage of what you owe. So figure out how you can repair your credit. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but you should be aiming to have a good credit score. um, Now, not all credit cards are made the same. So let's say that you have your credit, you got it pretty good, you're working on repairing it, and you're looking to get some credit, or let's say you got a business and you're looking to get credit cards. Then do your due diligence in looking at all the different types of credit cards, because there's credit cards if you're putting a lot of gas in your car, man. There's credit cards that you could just use for your gas, and you're gonna be getting benefits from it, right? Make sure that you pay everything off on time. Make sure that you're paying it off at once, right? Don't be using your credit card and something that you're not gonna be able to pay it off at once. But if you're responsible with your credit, look for your credit cards that are going to be benefiting you. Stop it, Mati. And like I said, gas. If you're traveling a lot, and maybe not in these times, but if you're traveling a lot, and then there's credit cards that will benefit frequent flyer miles. If you're whatever you're using it for, there's probably a credit card that you can benefit from it. So get these points and stack them up and use them, right? That's where you should be using a credit card. I remember I was watching some video and this guy was talking about how debit cards are trash. He never uses any debit card because debit cards don't give any type of benefits, right? So if you have a credit card, use it, but make sure that you got the money to pay it, right? If you have $500 and you're gonna be making a purchase, use the credit card to pay for it, and then right then and there pay off the $500, and you're gonna be getting benefits, right? So keep an eye on track your credit cards. Look at which one is gonna be benefiting you, because they're not all the same. And uh, something that we really got to watch out for, if you have not used credit cards before and you're thinking about using it, or you're gonna start using it, debt can happen to anybody fast and hard, and it could be you could be looking into years and years and years of debt, and just pissed off, man. You could drive yourself crazy getting into debt, right, with these credit cards. Like I said, they give you a credit card, they give you probably more than what you make on credit, and they don't give you no explanation on how to use the credit card. So people go into debt fast, right? If you got they give you $1,000 credit card, you probably think that those $1,000 is you, right? Boom, you run it up, run it up, run it up until you maxed it out, and then you're paying for it, and then you're probably paying the minimum. Maybe you're paying $100 a month to pay off that $1,000, which comes up to like basically like $2,000 that you end up paying for that $1,000 that you use. And sometimes it's not even that easy, right? Sometimes it's not even like you could just pay the $100. Sometimes people just don't even pay it. So be careful with the credit that you're given. Make sure that you use it in a smart way. Make sure that you use it to invest, right? That's the only good credit that you can do, is credit that you're using to invest. My girl, I try to give her, I try to lace her up on some game with credit, because she has never had it before, right? So the thing about her is that she has her little clothes business, right? So she sells women's clothes, and all her we got some credit for her, but all her credit is being used to buy stuff for the store. So uh she's making money off it, right? Yeah, she's paying interest, but she's making more money off of the clothes that she's selling than she is of the interest that she has to pay. So that's a smart way to use credit. But be careful. Debt is one of the main reasons why a lot of people are enslaved right now. A lot of people are slaves to the debt that they have. Now, don't let that, you know, don't let that be you, really. uh but think about it, right? We are so much in debt where we have to sometimes keep jobs that we don't even like because we have to feel like we got to pay this off, or just different reasons why we're in debt and we're slaves to the system. So be careful with the credit that you're given. These banks are more than happy to give you credit because they know that, there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing with the credit, so they just end up being in debt. That's the worst thing, where the worst place where you could be at. Now remember that all these creditors, they share all your information. So don't think that they got, they're of course they're with you with a big smile. They're talking lovely to you, right? They're loving you up, and they're telling you this and that. They want to make sure that they get you as a customer, right? uh, I think that a lot of people forget, that people want us as customers, and they get, sucking into that pitch that they got, right? But remember, they're all sharing your information. They're all looking at ways on how could they keep you in debt. So don't think that, you got a relationship maybe with your bank, the guy that's doing your credit. They're all it's out for your money, right? Um, you can review your credit history for those who have not seen their credit. There is a website. Give me 1 second. So there's a website called annualcreditreport.com. This is free. It gives you a free copy of your credit report. I think you could do it like once a year or something like that. Um, but you guys definitely want to see where you are at. I try to look mine up, but I haven't been in the States for like 8 years. So some things didn't, I guess it didn't go with the system, so I wasn't able to look at my credit score. I'm sure it's not a good credit score. So if you guys don't know what your credit score is, if you guys don't care, then that's a problem. But go and look it up. Go and look it up, because it's gonna let you know where you're at and see, what you got to do to either get better credit. Because a lot of people think that, oh, I don't got any credit, so it's good credit, but that's not the case, right? If you don't got any credit, it's pretty much bad credit. And the way that we're moving, if you want to do something, then you're probably going to be needing credit. So let's get a way to start repairing the credit, right? Go ahead and look at your credit history to see what you got to do. Once you have credits, then you can go ahead and talk with your whoever you did credit with, is it a bank or wherever, and they can lower your interest rates. If you're been paying on time and you got a good history, then there's things that you could do that you could lower your interest rates. It's probably something that people don't talk about either, right? A lot of people think that it's just what it is, but that's not true. Once you got good history, go back there and negotiate, a better interest rate. And if you're using it for business, it's going to be better for you. But we have to be active with it, right? We got to be checking it all the time, and we got to be seeing what's going on. We can't just let it be, because a lot of times even people do fraud, right? And they use our credit, and if we're not even looking at it, we don't even know, right? Where next time we try to do something, then our credit is all messed up. Then we got to figure out what we got to do to repair it. So let's be actively looking at our credit. If we're doing good, let's try to get those lower interest rates. Uh, but definitely, credit is something that is super, super important. Uh, Now, having too many credit cards is a problem. If you know what you're doing, then then it's not right. It's not a problem. But if you're just getting credit, I had somebody that I knew that she was just getting a bunch of credit cards, right? A bunch of credit cards, bunch of credit cards, and running them up. Boom, 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 boom. She was going out. She was doing this. She was living life lavishly, right? Because she had a lot of credit cards. But then after she was so lost, she didn't even know what to do. She was just in debt. I don't know exactly what has happened in that situation, but I'm sure it hasn't progressed maybe in the way that it should, because it's hard to get out of debt, right? Let's say that you're making $1,000 a month, you get five credit cards that are giving you $1,000 each, so you've got $5,000, and you run them up. Now, how are you going to be paying $5,000 when you're making 1,000, and out of that 1,000, you probably got a couple hundred that you can spare to paying that credit card, right? So credit is crazy. Be careful with it. If we're trying to run a business, we're probably going to be needing credit. So let's not mess it up. I definitely messed up my credit when I was over there for the same reasons, right? I was just use it to party. I would, think I was cool, boom, run it up, and then, I messed up. It went, too far. And I wasn't able to pay it off. I was trying to be a little bit responsible about it, right? I was paying, my minimum every month, and who knows what would have happened if I would have stayed over there, right? I'm pretty sure I probably would have. Well, I don't know, right? I don't know what would have happened if I would have stayed in the States. I'm not sure if I would have had the same mentality I have right now. It's something that I think about a lot. Me being outside of the box looking in, it helped me get a different perspective of everything. And maybe if I was over there still, I'd probably be in my same situation. So it's something that you know I think about a lot, and I'm grateful to have the knowledge that I have right now, and keep on growing my knowledge. It's something that I talked about too. We all have the ability to pack our minds with useful information, so let's not waste our time just packing it with a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of movies on Netflix, a bunch of whatever, right? Let's start packing it with some useful information. um but my credit was messed up over there in the States. I came over here. I i got two credit cards, and I didn't max them out. I was pretty close though, to maxing them out. And party, right? Bullshit, just partying. I would use my credit cards. Of course, I used it for some stuff that I needed. I would try to pay it off, and with my taxes over here, I would try to pay them off. But I would pay off like a big chunk of it, and then I would see myself with no money. I'll probably be getting drunk, and I'll start running it up again. Boom, 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 just partying. And I was able to get some help, and we ended up paying off the credit cards. I was started. This is when I already started to get more disciplined with my knowledge and my understanding on everything. So we ended up paying them off, and now I'm trying not to use credit. If I do use it, then it's only to benefit. If I'm gonna pay for some groceries, I'll pay for the groceries with the credit card, and then I'll just pay off the credit card because I had the money to pay it off, right? So be careful. Credit is crazy. We need to start telling our little ones about credit. There is little games that we can be playing with them, in order for them to know about credit, because when they're older, it's going to be something that they're going to be using, right? Everybody can use credit. It's something that it's definitely a benefit that we can use if we know how to use it and get rewards from it, right? So what we could do with our little ones when our credit is good, right? As soon as our credit is good, first we got to make sure that is straight, and then we can add our little ones to our credit cards, right? So we keep on buying stuff and we're paying it off, buying stuff and paying it off. It's building up their credit. So once they're 18, they can apply for anything, right? They're not going to need any type of co-signer. So let's start implementing that with our kids. Everything that I talk about is for us to implement it with our kids. Our kids are a lot smarter than we think, and we really need to stop. I don't want to say babying or keeping them like kids, because of course, the kids, they need to have their time, right? Their play time. They got their imagination. That let's not take that away from them. So they need to have their time, but we need to stop. Um, I think it's like hiding them from the truth, from life, really. I remember the old generation was like, if we were in a room when the adults were talking, then they would kick us out the room, right? Like, what are you doing here? Get out of the room. We're talking. Now the new generation, they all hear about it, right? About everything that adults talk about, but we still kind of keep them in the shadows of things, right? And it's not like that, man. I got my kid. He's up. He's aware about everything, right? And he asks me questions every day. Every day is like, Papa, what about this? Papa, what about this? Papa, what's this? Papa, what's this? And I sometimes like it gets on my nerves, and sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this kid, like, shut up. But I brush it off and I answer him, and I answer him for the simple fact that I don't want it to be one time where he's asking me something and I'm like, hey, shut up, shut up. No, 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 no. Shut up, shut up, shut up. And then he's just gonna not ask me no more, right? So when your kids ask you, answer them, and answer them truthfully. Answer them the best way that you can answer to a children, right? Um, and this is with everything, with sex, with of course anything about finance, and I know it's taboo, to talk to your kids about sex, but that's something that this is a whole other episode. But you want some kid in the street that has a cell phone, has access to porn, to be talking to your kid about sex? I don't think so, right? So start talking to your kids, letting them know about everything. Be truthful with them. They understand. Let's stop kind of keeping them in the shadows about things. But this is something that definitely we can start implementing to our kids and teaching them about credit. That's it for today, mi gente. Thank you very much for your time. Uh, follow my Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Like this page on YouTube. Leave your comments, whatever you guys want to talk about. We definitely want to have some people on the show. I'm looking for some people to interview. If you guys want to talk about financial literacy, generational wealth, whatever, we're definitely here. I got a Patreon account if you guys want to help out. We're working on a lot of things. We definitely want to bring this, want to make it normal for the Latino community to be talking about finances, to be talking about ways how we can uplift the Latino community. Hit me up if you got any questions. If you guys want to hear anything on the next episode, let me know. We're here for you. We're here to help. Anything. Peace, mi gente. You guys have a good Saturday. I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.